be a dreamer, but you need to go after it. Take the high road. We'll be honest, sincere, above board, no cheating, no lying, nothing underhanded. You gotta have integrity. Treat people properly. Treat them the way you want to be treated. Don't give up. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
No matter what you drive, Summit Racing equipment has great parts at great prices. Summit Racing has the lowest prices guaranteed on the parts, tools, and accessories for high-performance cars and racing, trucks and off-roading, daily drivers, late-model vehicles, and more. With over 900 brand-name manufacturers to choose from, you'll always get great parts at great prices. Plus, you'll find money-saving deals on thousands of in-stock parts every day. Get the best parts and accessories for what you drive at Summit Racing. Visit summitracing.com.
Based out of Gardner, North Carolina. The Robinson Racing Classic 55 Chevrolet Bel Air. A shoebox with a big block. God help you, here he comes. Robinson, Smith, tree is set, down she comes. 3 yellows and a green, and we got a drag race. It is green light, both sides. They just whipped the green tin. Robbins pulls out with a 7:01 to a 7:03. How did he do it? Got him on the top end by a squeak. Pulled off 2 thousandths from the win. Next up, this is Charles Aldridge Jr. Moving into the beams now here. Down the side of the dragster. It's Sonny Freeland. Treatment sponsored Camaro. Unfortunately, does not get this one. Aldridge Jr. wraps that baby up by 6 thousandths of a second. Stock eliminator, guys, I need you to the rear of 5 and 6 for pairing. Stock eliminator, I need you to lanes 5 and 6 for pairing. Ralph Hester, the man from Florida. Mockley Regional Raceway owner. Puts an 86 Camaro on the line with a 582 big block. Hester knows where it's at. He's a hot rod fan. He's taking on the bad boy himself, Mr. Donnie Hollywood Urban from Selma, North Carolina. The American Race Cars S10. This is one gorgeous truck, guys. Get a chance to look at it. Need to check it out. Green light, both sides. Can Hester knock off the lane? Scoreboard say it's Ralph Hester, the man from Mockley, wins it by 9 hundredths of a second. Going 7:01 to Urban 7:09. And a whole shot to beat. Ralph Hester smoking going through the top end. Larry Flynn comes up next from Luce, Florida. 57 Chevrolet Bel Air. Big block powered. Looking over now at Kevin Holder. Holder in a 69 Nova. Bang, green light. Here we go. Good reaction times on both sides. These guys are killing it. On the top end, Flynn goes red by 1,000ths of a second. He is out of there as Kevin Holder gets the win and moves on to round number 2. Once again, stock eliminator, I need you to the rear of 5 and 6 for a pairing. Help me, guys. Help me. Casey Sims comes up now. Hardy side of the drag strip looking over at Eddie Shelby, North Carolina. Former world champion. Division champion as well. This one goes. Eddie Pauly by 200 of a second on 7:02 and 1. Another world champion rolls up to the line. The bad boys are here this weekend. Glenn Ferguson, North Carolina, taking on Robert Ward. Ward breaks out on the top end by 4,000ths of a second. The former world champion, Glenn Ferguson, goes into round number 2 with a 7:03 at 100. Here over on the Hardy side of the drag strip. DeSoto out of Seminole, Florida. The Mickey Thompson Tire 67 Nova. Looking over now at Clark Holcomb. Holcomb out of Statesville, North Carolina. In a little Ford Mustang. First Ford out here so far today. All been Chevrolet. Green light. Reaction times on both of these competitors. Blue Oval gets the win. The Mustang of Clark Holcomb goes 7:02 at 1:16. Big mile per hour. Wins it by 100th of a second. Next up, this is Liz Pittman from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and Larry's Used Cars Chevrolet Camaro. Taking on Steve DeWeck. DeWeck from Hollywood, Florida, in another 70 Camaro. Big block powered as well. Oh my gosh, how does that happen? It was a big hole shot. Liz Pittman tore him up on the tree, and Pittman's going to round number 2. Cody Phillips up next from Lumberton, North Carolina, here over on the Hardy side of the drag strip. Phillips looks over at Chris Webb. Webb from Four Oaks, North Carolina. Former world champion as well. Sponsored by Mickey Thompson Tires. Moves up to the line. Little 383 stroker in this one. A small block. We've seen big blocks almost in every car. But here's a little small block. Let's listen to him scream. As goes up to the line against Phillips. The Phillips Auto Body Machine. Here on the Hardy side of the track. Stock Eliminator. Stock Eliminator, this is your final call. Final call. Stock Eliminator, I need you to the rear of 5 and 6 for pairing immediately. Phillips and Webb. Phillips taking his time. They're set. Webb bounces the wheels up in the air, and here we go. Mickey Thompson Tire Machine gets the win. 7:06 margin of victory. 8,000ths of a second. That's an official staging. Steve Squeaker. Next up, this is Jason Stowe from Smithfield, North Carolina, here over on the Napa side of the track. Jason Stowe gets the win by 200ths of a second, 7:05 to 7:06. Great hole shot. Moving on to round number 2. Ken Mattis, Hardy side of the drag strip. Ford Mustang. David Lincoln from Charleston, South Carolina. Chevy Camaro. Here on the Napa side. This is Hot Rod, round number 1, eliminations. Maddox breaks out on the top end by 0.02 of a second. All right, stock eliminator. Here we go, guys. Raymond Rowland, Casey, South Carolina. He and his dad, Terry, campaigned this car. A 70 Maverick, 302 out of Casey, South Carolina. The Professor, 15-time national record holder, puts a 7:17 on the board here in stock eliminator, taking on Junior Bryant. Bryant from Stanley, North Carolina, in a 73 Duster. 360 Dodge motor under the hood. He was your number 3 qualifier. This to the Mopar is one bad mammer jammer. Tree set. Wheels up in the air, both sides of the track. Logan just went red. 674, 98 mile an hour, round number 2. Jim Kelly up next in the Florida-based Malibu wagon, taking on Monty Hogan Jr. on the Napa side of the track. Hogan, Union, South Carolina. He's your homeboy this weekend, a former world champion. Kelly goes red, the champ. Number 2. Quick rod, I need you to the staging lanes. Quick rod, to the staging lanes. Bring them to me, guys. Next up, Stacy Riddings rolls up now out of Columbus, North Carolina, in the quality control Chemist 85 Camaro. Riddings gets ready to square off against Roy Caraway in his 86 Camaro out of Ravenel, South Carolina. He was your number 2 qualifier. Riddings qualified in your number 14 slot. Riddings breaks out on the top end. Roy Caraway, double 0-2 reaction time. 6:27. Nobody was going to take it away from him today. Roy Caraway going to round number 2 with that Camaro. Bob Earnhardt rolls up now from Robert, South Carolina. 69 Nova. Little small block under the hood running G-Stock automatic. Looks over now on the Napa side of the drag strip. This is Gary Burr in his C Pure Stock Chevrolet Camaro from Spotsylvania, Virginia. Love the name of that town. 86 mile per hour. Next up, Marvin Strickland Jr. comes up now. Chevrolet Camaro with a 502 big block out of Roland, North Carolina. Looking over at Del Britt. Britt from Pembroke, North Carolina, in an 80 Chevrolet. Small block power, H-Great motor. The wheels are bouncing both sides of the track. Double breakout. This one goes to Del Britt. Britt breaks out the lead. He will advance into the next round. Once again, Quick Rod. Quick Rod, you have been called. Quick Rod, you have been called into stage and lanes. Next up, this is Mark Lewis from Inman, South Carolina, a multi-time class winner and taking on Chip Johnson. Johnson in a P Pure Stock Rock Battery sponsored Cutlass out of Danville, North Carolina. It's green light, both side of the dragster. Here we go. Chip Johnson. Johnson in the Oldsmobile takes it into the next round with an 8:14 and 81 mile per hour. Next up, Eddie Longhanley Jr. comes up. Chevrolet Camaro, Godwin, North Carolina. The Victory Lanes Golf Carts machine dials in at a 670. He'll square off against John Lattimore. Lattimore, Virginia-based Oldsmobile. 455 big block. It's green light, both sides of the dragster. Scoreboard saying, breakout for Lattimore. Longhanley Jr. gets the win, 670 at 98 mile an hour. The G Great motor machine will now advance to round number 2. Next up, this is Daniel Young, E-fuel injected automatic Chevrolet Camaro from Palm Harbor, Florida. The Lucas Oil machine dials in at 8 flat and taking on Kenny Stott. Stott also 8 flat. This is heads up, knockdown drag racing. Stott in an E-fuel injected automatic machine as well out of Lander, South Carolina. 1991 Chevrolet Camaro. Get ready, guys. Heads up, hammer down. Stop bouncing the wheels not once but twice. And Stott breaks out on the top end. You should have looked over your shoulder on that one. As Young, who looks like probably broke, is going to limp back to the lanes and get back into the pits and hopefully get fixed. So Kenny Stott, after a wild launch, great run, too fast on the top end. That's drag racing. Next up, this is Larry Hanby. Hanby, another F-fuel injected automatic machine out of Orlando, Florida. Little Chevrolet Camaro sponsored by Randy Harrison will take on Travis Wobble Jr. The D Great Motor Camaro from Sanford, North Carolina. Sponsored by Through Performance. Moves up on the line. And our next pair getting ready to duke it out. 2 Chevrolet Camaros. Wobble Jr. and Hamby taking their time. Trees coming down. Hamby totes the wheels and here comes Rocket on the top end. Travis Wobble Jr. gets it by 100 thousandths of a second. Going 6:55 at 1:01. Next up, this is Bobby Butler in a G. Here's 93 Mustang from Seville, Tennessee. We're on a hold just for a second. So, guys, bear with us once again. I want to thank everybody for coming out this weekend. Some great racing, boys, so far in the hot rod and in the stock classes. I am pumped up. I just hope my voice can make it to the end. Yes, up on the line, he is the bad boy of Mopars. Big bad Jack Zimmerman out of Clemens, North Carolina against Bobby. And boom! Red light for Butler. Wheel standing challenger takes that big 440-inch Dodge, running the stock automatic into the next round with a 6.55 at 102 miles per hour. Kevin Locklear comes up now, here over on the Napa side of the drag strip in a 71 Duster. Locklear will square up against Jamie Southerns in a 66 Nova, itty bitty 283 under the hood of the machine out of Grover, North Carolina. 760 for Southerns is the number. Kevin Locklear in the Mopar, 682. Running G crate motor. Here we go, guys. And the Chrysler run that little Chevrolet down. Oh, 283 bounces the wheel. That thing has got some muscle in it. And breaks out of the top end. Chrysler gets the win. The Duster going to the next round. Kevin Locklear will be back. Fred Roundtree up next out of Parrish, Florida. 68 Chevrolet Camaro. Good looking ride. Running C. Crate motor. 661's his magic number. He will go first. Against a wheel standard if there ever was. This is Cody Phillips. From Lumberton, North Carolina, Phillips Auto Body, 71 Nova. This is a 502 big block. A crate motor. Your number 5 qualifier coming at you. Napa side of the drag strip. Oh, yes. Roundtree. Phillips like to rip the bumper off that baby. Took it out the top end with a 619 and 108 mile an hour to go into round number 2. Last but not least, talk about wheel standards. Here he is. Terrible Terry Taylor, the I-Crate motor machine out of Lumberton, North Carolina. The 75 Corvette now just running a little 350. He's a former multi-time divisional champion. He was your number 1 qualifier this weekend. Taylor bumps into the first ball, lights the second ball, 3 yellows, and a green, and there go the wheels. 006 under reaction time. Taylor rocks to the top end, 681. Oh, baby, it is 97 miles per hour. That is one bad little Corvette. Marty side of the drag show, this is Randall Langley. Langley out of Naples, Florida, in the Performance Plumbing Mullis dragster, 565 inches. Taking on Tracy Cochran from Flintstone, Georgia. Napa side of the drag strip. Top Sportsman, I'm looking for you. Top Sportsman, I'm looking for you. Langley and Cochran. Easing up to like that first beat. You get one chance, baby. You blow it, you're going home. Here we go as they take their time staging. Green light, both sides. It is Cochran with 571. Langley's 570. Ladies and gentlemen, get this number. Margin of victory for Tracy, .00001. That's an official stage and Steve Squeaker. Next up, Darryl Collins comes up now on the Napa side of the drag strip out of Clements, North Carolina. The DC painter gets in the race tech machine, rolls to the line, preparing to take on Ashley McDaniel out of Forest City, North Carolina. Remember, 570. The weight of an automatic McDaniel as Collins jumped it before the light. So Collins is out of here. McDaniel's going to the next round. 575, 126 on the board. Next up, this is Ashley Strickland here on the Napa side of the drag strip out of Concord, North Carolina, in a 358 cubic inch. Oh, a Dodge motor. Yeah, Mopar. Yeah, I'm prejudiced, I know. Taking on John Bridges. Bridges out of Shelby, North Carolina, in the Tommy Johnson Camping Center. Machine, a former B&M champion, not once but twice. He's won as many as 32 races in a single year, yet the World Championship has evaded him. Tough competitor on the line. It goes John Bridges by 500ths of a second, 571 and 117 mile per hour. Next up, Glenn Ferguson out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Here on the Napa side of the drag strip, Hardy side of the track, it is Lee Crawford. Crawford from Donaldson, South Carolina. Green light, here we go. More to say, by 2,000ths of a second, Lee Crawford takes out Ferguson and advances into round number 2. Brandon James backing up now for the burnout over the Napa side of the drag strip. Here from Lockhatchee, Florida. A lot of Florida cars here this weekend. The Snowball Racing Machine is Ford powered. Moves towards the line and gets ready to take on Mitchell Harkey. Harkey from China Grove, North Carolina. Harkey and James bump into the beams. Here we go. Next pair coming at you. Top end. Breakout for Harkey. James with the win. 573, 125. Beautiful pass. Rick Henry comes up now. Napa side of the drag strip. Another gentleman out of China Grove, North Carolina. The Par Race Engines undercover dragster gets ready to move forward into the beams and take on Wally Roberts. Roberts from Davison, North Carolina. The ultimate converter concepts race tech machine. Moves into the beams. And the next pair is ready to go. Next pair, already burned out, backing up now on the Napa side of the drag strip. This is Jessica Dean Monroe, North Carolina. Looking over now on the Hardy side of the drag strip, this is John Brenham. The Florida-based trucker brings the Phantom Dragster chassis up to the line, and here we go. Remember, 570, the magic number. Watch your tree, guys. Of a second, going 573 at 134 mile per hour. Next up, this is Fred Hagberg from Charlotte, North Carolina. Looking over at Josh Duggins. Duggins, based out of Inman, South Carolina, with Par Race engines. The youngster comes from a racing family, boy. Some of the best motors you could buy. All right, here we go. As they both make their move towards that starting line. Duggins and Hagberg. Quick Rod coming at ya. Oh, green light. It goes to Josh Duggins. Margin of victory for Duggins, 0.03 of a second. 570, 127 on the mile per hour. He is hot. Next up, this is Corey Manuel out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, in the Fast Tech Racing machine. Looking over now on the Hardy side of the track, this is W.G. Lankus. Lankus, based out of Sneeds Ferry, North Carolina, in the Gary's Auto Sales Race Tech Dragster. 572 big block slam between the frame rails. Pre-stage bulb set. Top Sportsman, guys. I'm looking for you. Top Sportsman, I need you to the station. All right, green light. Here we go. Manual scoreboards. It's Lankus as both machines go 570. Lankus gets the win. 570 with a 1 over 9. W.G. Lankus is moving to round number 2. Top Sportsman. Help me, children, help me. I need my Top Sportsman. I need you bad. Don't let me down, guys. We're rolling like a freight train. We don't want to stop now. I need my Top Sportsman. I need you to the station lanes. As we have the man with the bike coming up now. Solo pass coming up now here over on the Napa side of the drag strip. From Forest City, North Carolina. The Nissan Master Tech. This is Don McDaniel. McDaniel, 0-3 on the tree. Down the top end, 566 at 138 mile an hour. He will advance into round number 2. Once again, guys, my Top Sportsman, where are you at, guys? Help me now. Help me, children. Top Sportsman. I need you to the lanes. I need you right now.
Go ahead and be a dreamer, but you need go after it. Take the high road. We'll be honest, sincere, above board, no cheating, no lying, nothing underhanded. You gotta have integrity. Treat people properly. Treat them the way you want to be treated. Don't give up. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
what you drive, Summit Racing Equipment has great parts at great prices. Summit Racing has the lowest prices guaranteed on the parts, tools, and accessories for high-performance cars and racing, trucks and off-roading, daily drivers, late model vehicles, and more. With over 900 brand-name manufacturers to choose from, you'll always get great parts at great prices. Plus, you'll find money-saving deals on thousands of in-stock parts every day. Get the best parts and accessories for what you drive at Summit Racing. Visit summitracing.com.
Once again, guys, Top Sportsman. Guys, we're waiting on you. Come to me, children. Top Sportsman, I need you to the lanes. Also, just want to let you ladies know that Robert Kenton is in lane number 4 waiting on ice cream if it's available. Please deliver your ice cream to lane 4 to Robert Kenton. Yes, it's always a treat to work with Robert. He's my hero, you know. And as Robert would say, yeah. I'm dangerous if I get this mic in a little downtime. Well, here we go. The downtime's over, baby. This is Top Sportsman coming at you. Larry Pittman from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, the car dealer, powering up his 2000 Chevy Camaro here over on the Hardy side of the track with a 518 on the board. Will go first against John Taylor. Taylor out of Naples, Florida. The Taylor Elevator Corporation. 99 Dodge Dakota. Oh, something wrong here. That's not a Dakota. All right, Taylor. Here we go. Got the computer straight. Taylor in the Dakota, 632 cubic inch Mopar. Huh. Gotta love it. 484 to dial in. He qualified number 12 this weekend. Larry Pittman qualified number 26. Pittman going first. Taylor's got to run him down. Watch that pickup truck when it leaves. All right. In they go. Tree is setting. This is Top Sportsman coming at you. Right down Broadway. But Larry Pittman was waiting on him. 003 on the tree for the young man from Rocky Mountain. Gets the win. 5:19.136 margin of victory over Taylor. 100th of a second. Great drag race. Next up, this is Stacy Hall. Coming up now on the Napa side of the track. Little 63 Corvette out of Chesney, South Carolina. A Fulton race engine, that's about all you got to say. You know it's got power. Stacy Hall, your number 2 qualifier this weekend. Dipped down into the 440s. Right now dials in at a 455. Still will have to chase down Jim Perry. Perry over on the Hardy side of the track. The Tennessean here with Heartbeat Racing. S10 pickup truck will go first. 487 is the dial-in. Stacy Hall's got to catch him. Watch that Corvette turn it on. Breakout for Perry. Stacy Hall, 455, 149 mile per hour. Look out, baby. She is cooking today, and we'll be going to the next round. Next up, this is Mr. Mike White. Super tough customer in his own right. Believe me, he was your number 6 qualifier. I've watched these white Corvettes run many, many racetracks. If they go first round from there on, you figure you're going to see him in the finish line at the end of the day. White taking on Mike Snow from Cowpen, South Carolina. CBS Builder Machine. White breakout on Snow. Mike White with the win, 478, 147 mile an hour. Look out for Mike White going to round number 2. Mark Roberts up next from Orange Lake, Florida. The CRS Chevrolet Corvette, qualified number 5, will dial in now at a 465, Napa side of the track. Good looking Corvette. He'll square off against Mr. Ralph Hood. This is a veteran here. Ralph Hood has been racing forever. The young man out of Beaufort, South Carolina. The Hood's welding Chevy Camaro. 502. Going first. Roberts got to catch him. Hood qualified number 19. Mark Roberts in the number 5 spot. So it's going to have to be a rundown by Roberts if he wants to take Hood out. All right. They're both back across the line after their burnouts. And now they'll roll forward and prepare the stage. Taking their time as they ease up there like that first ball. Boy, they are taking their time. Roberts really going slow to stage. Top end for double breakout. Both of them going under their dial-ins as Ralph Hood broke out the least. He will advance to the next round. 5:01 at 139 mile per hour. Jim Careens rolls up now from Hendersonville, North Carolina. The B&A IHRA trucking sponsored 65, a Comet. Yes, 632 cubic inches of blue oval slammed underneath the hood of this Merc. $495 the dial in as he qualified number 17. He's looking over now on the Napa side of the drag strip in a classic 38 Chevrolet with a 706 big block Chevrolet. From Mooresville, North Carolina, this is Mr. Nick Klein. Tree set and down she comes. Oh, we see green on both sides. Here we go, top end. Klein breaks out on the top end trying to pick off Cranes. So the little Comet is $495 with a 1 with the win and advances into round number 2. Next up, Doug Burr from Greer, South Carolina. Hardy side of the drag strip. The Proline Fabrication Trans Am was your number 7 qualifier. He posted a 474 dial on the board. Looking over now on the Napa side of the drag strip from Johns Island, South Carolina. The Old Village Barbershop sponsorship on a 71 Vega wagon. This is Dave Thompson. Super Rod, I need you to the stage and lanes. Super Rod, stage and lanes. This one goes to Dave Thompson. The Vega wagon gets the win by 0.03 of a second. 5:06, 141 mile per hour. All right, next up, Mr. Donnie Urban. He is the bad boy this weekend in Top Sportsman. He sets now over on the Napa side of the drag strip. We are on a temporary hold here as we are still getting data in the tower. Selma, North Carolina, your number 1 qualifier. He blasted this Cobalt down the track at a 444 yesterday, 157 mile per hour. He's out at a 461. Little pad there, getting ready to take on Calvin Snow. Snow, who finished last season number 2 in IHRA. The young man out of Reedsville, South Carolina, the CVS Builder 70 Nova. He qualified number 15. So, head start for Snow with that 485 dial in. Watch Donnie Urban turn that Cobalt loose. All right, Snow moves in first. Urban follows suit. On the tree goes 463, 146 mile an hour for the win over Snow. Is the man who qualified number 1, gets his win here in round number 1 and moves into the second round. Hollywood will be back. Stephanie Rayner comes up now. Benson, North Carolina, in a 2002 Grand Am here on the Hardy side of the drag strip. Dials in at a 5:09. Rayner qualified number 23 yesterday in qualifying. Rayner will take on Dale Freeman. Freeman from Flat Rock, North Carolina. Dale's Automotive Service 92 Camaro qualified number 9. Posted a 475 on the board today. Dials in at a 478. So Rayner going first. Freeman's got to catch him to run him down. But can't get it done. Rayner gets the win, 5:11, 134, and ladies and gentlemen, won that baby by 5 thousandths of a second. Tommy Luther up next out of Mooresville, North Carolina. 67 Chevelle with a big block. Qualified number 11 yesterday. Dials in today at a 478. Looking over now on the Napa side of the drag strip, he will take on Mr. Tim Fields in the Virginia teacher-based Firebird. Who qualified yesterday, number 25. And would run a 5:12 dial going first today. So Fields, the teacher, going first. Luther is out of here. Fields gets the win, 5:13, 142. We'll see the school teacher back in round number 2. Larry Langley up next, Naples, Florida. Thomas Plumbing Station Wagon. Here behind the wheel of a 94 Cutlass Oldsmobile. Dials in at a 5:03. Yesterday qualified number 18. Down in the 4s. Will take on Bill Yates out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Piedmont Remarketing sponsors 68 Camaro. This little Camaro boogied all the way to number 4 qualifier yesterday, running 4:54. Today dials in at a 4:57. Langley's going first. Yates has got to run him down. Big head start for Langley. Watch the Cutlass here on the Hardy side of the track. He's got to go first. He's got to be deadly on that tree. And the win will go to Bill Yates with a 460, 144. Margin of victory just a couple hundreds, but that was probably that wiggle when he left the line. So Yates will advance to round number 2, as I am now calling Tom Dragster. Tom Dragster, I'm looking for you to the stage and lanes. Tom Dragster, bring him to me. Super Rod, final call for Super Rod. You should be in the lanes ready to go. And second call for Tom Dragster. Tom Dragster to the stage and lanes. Tom Van Beek comes up now. Hardy side of the drag strip. The young man from Fernandale, Florida, in the Beretta. 5:07 his dial in, going first against Johnny Gibbs Jr. Oh! Gibbs Jr. ran on the boogieing on the top end for the win with a 001 reaction time, 5:13 on the scoreboards at 137 miles per hour. Good enough to put him in round number 2. Next up, this is Donnie Gibbs Sr. from Mooresville, North Carolina. Chevrolet Camaro here over on the Hardy side of the track. 5:05 is his down in. He will go first. And then he will square off against Mr. Tim West of the Wild Wild West gang out of Asheville, North Carolina. A little 2000 Monte Carlo. It's your number 13 qualifier. All right, Gibbs and West. Gibbs leaving first. West has got it running down. Whoa, hang on, we got problems. Oh, man. Gibbs just crossed the lane on the binders hard. And I want to tell you what, Tim West just had enough power to get by him to keep from having a crash. It was oh so close. And the neat part about Gibbs, give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. He did not hit that wall. She's under power, and he's driving it down the track. So Tim West will advance to the next round, but there's something broke on that car. Great job of driving, though, by Donnie Gibbs Sr. Oh, man. You can sit here in the tower and we're watching it like in slow motion. You can just see it starting to twist. And you can see he can't stop it. He's oh, man. Gibbs just crossed the lane on the binders hard. In the Hoosier 68 Chevrolet Camaro. A former world champion. Not once, twice, but 3 times. He has done it all. This is Mr. Steve Furr here with the help of Sunoco, Villanon. 640 is the magic number. He's taking on Johnny Cobb. One tough customer in his own right. This is 640 is the index here in Super Rod. They're going to hit it on the finish line. The man who wrote the book in Super Rod, Steve Furr, goes 643, 120 mile an hour margin of victory, 100th of a second. He did it on a hole shot over Johnny Cobb. Is going to round 2. Ernie Knight up next. A 62 Nova from St. George, South Carolina. Will square off now against Corey Manuel here over on the Napa side of the dragster. Manuel based out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The fast Win goes to Corey Manuel, 641 to a 42. Christopher Blackwell moves into the beams now over on the Hardy side of the track. The Blackwell Seamless Cutters 76 Mustang. He will take on Kevin Brennan. Brandon out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. Brandon raced last night. Looking to win this one today, too. 642, 127, going to round number 2. Final call, top dragster. Howard Day taking on Dale Harrison as they go out the top end now. This one will go today, 6:45 at 1:14. Michael Ruff up next. The young man with the number 1 on the side of the car. 67 Camaro from Orlando, Florida. Looking over now at Bernice Parker. Parker from Pine Level, North Carolina in a 75 Vega. This one goes to Ruff. The former champ gets it with a 647 to a 51. Both gentlemen really off their game. Just so happened Ruff was a little more on it than Parker. Next up, this is John Taylor out of Naples, Florida. A Dodge Dakota 632 Mopar on the line. The Mike Thompson Racing Engines machine looks over now. On the Hardy side of the track, this is Sheldon Truelove from Dunn, North Carolina. Chevrolet Camaro with a big block as well. 6:40 is the game. Here we go. 3 is set. Breakout for Truelove. John Taylor gets the win. 6:40 with an 8 at 136 mile per hour. All right, Wilson burns out across the line. Here comes Claude DeBones. All right, they back up, get ready to roll into the beams. DeBones and Wilson. Only 1/100th of a second separate these two opponents on the tree. You'll never see it come down. Here we go. Oh, it is green light. Win goes to Claude DeBones with a 001 on the tree. 473, 143 mile an hour. He wins it by 1/100th of a second over James Wilson. Next up, this is Thomas Hester from Fort Myers, Florida. The young man from Immokalee Regional Raceway, qualified number 13 yesterday. He's down in a 468. He will take on Haley Gilstrap. Gilstrap out of Inman, South Carolina. The Alan Pittman Race Cars machine. 509 big block slam between the frame rails. Donaldson in a 487. With that said and done, Gilstrap will go first. Thomas Hester has got to run him down. Superstock, Superstock, help me, children, help me. I need Superstock to the staging lanes for Perry. Thomas Hester gets the win, 469, 145 mile an hour. He's moving to round number 2. Once again, I do need Superstock. Superstock, guys, I need you to the staging lanes for pairing. All right, Bingham alert, ladies and gentlemen. Gary Bingham comes up now. Here over on the Napa side of the drag strip, the gentleman who holds 4 world championships to his credit, based out of Kings Mountain, North Carolina, qualified number 10 yesterday, running 4:53 as a 4:54 on the board. Taking on Chris Childers, smart eliminator. And the win goes to Gary Bingham. 4:54, 151 mile an hour margin of victory for Bingham, 0.02 of a second. So Gary Bingham goes into round number 2. Next up, this is Joe Flynn on the Napa side of the drag strip, the young man out of Monroe, North Carolina. The Custom Systems Napa sponsored ride qualified number 9 yesterday with a 4:53. Currently down in at a 4:55. Will take on Dennis Reinhardt, the young man out of Salisbury, North Carolina, in the Midland Engines Racetech Dodge Powered dragster. 484, even first. Flynn's got it. And Flynn runs him down with a 004 on the tree. 5:57 out the back door, 148 mile an hour. Margin of victory for Flynn, 100th of a second. Incredibly tight races here this weekend. Next up, here in Top Dragster, this is Michael Hipp. South Carolina-based Craig Hipp's towing and repair boss dragster. Looks over now on the Hardy side of the drag. This is Tony Melvin out of Concord, North Carolina. Airline mechanic. Behind the wheel of a 23T. Dows it at a 475. The T-Bucket going first. Hips got her running down. Pre-stage bulb set. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Hipp, perfect light, 000 reaction time, 4:56, 145, takes out Melvin and moves on to the next round. A perfect light for Michael Hipp. Robert Vogler III comes up now, Napa side of the drag strip. Vogler from Louisville, North Carolina. 4:55 is his dial-in. Yesterday, qualified number 7, went all the way to 4:50. So he's got the power. He can back up his 4:55 for sure. So he takes on Donald Webb, former world champion from Four Oaks, North Carolina. Here in the Mickey Thompson American Dragster. Dials in at a 482. He will go first. Vogler's got to run him down. Guys, I need Superstock. Superstock. I need you to the station lanes. Superstock to the rear of staging for Perry. Bring them to me, guys. Vogler kept moving towards that center line, but hung in there. Gets the win, 4:55, 144 on the mile per hour. Margin of victory, 1/1000th of a second. Boy, super tight race, taking out former champ. Steve DeWeck comes up now on the Napa side of the drag strip. DeWeck out of Hollywood, Florida. In a Hart dragster. Dialed in at 490 today. Yesterday went 485 to qualify number 24. He will take on Brian Thompson. Thompson out of Sneads Ferry, North Carolina. The Gary's Auto Sales Race Tech Machine. A 572 big block slam between the frame rails of that little race tag ride. 465 is his magic number. He's got to run Steve Dweck down. Steve Dweck gets the win, 490 on a 490, 137 mile an hour. The young man out of Hollywood, Florida takes a Hart machine into round number 2. Next up, this is Ivy Hutto. Finished number 3 last year, the young man out of Bowling Springs, South Carolina. Qualified number 5 yesterday. This thing went 446. He's got a 448 on the board today. He's going to have to run down Darrell Caldwell. Caldwell out of Waynesville, North Carolina. He's dialed in at 473, your number 17 qualifier yesterday. Ivy Hutto with the win, 451, 152 mile per hour. All right, next pair come around the horn. This is Shane Maddox out of Piedmont, South Carolina. Ford Power. Number 11 qualifier yesterday. 458 today with a 462 on the board. So the Blue Oval is going to have to run down the bad boy out of Asheville, North Carolina, part of the Wild Wild West gang. This is Tim West. West dialed in, or yesterday qualified with a 484. Today has a 487 on the board. Here we go. Next pair coming at you in Top Dragster. It's green light. Here we go. West Maddox coming. It goes to Tim West by 3 thousandths of a second. 487, 140 miles per hour. Oh, did you feel the earth shake? You should have. That was a supercharger. Only one we've got running here today. Steve S. comes up now from Jackson, Georgia. 500 cubic inches rocking the earth. Qualified number 6 yesterday with a 448. Taking on Tyler Mosley from Inman, South Carolina. In the Paul's transmission, nitrous assist 582 big block. He was your number 18 qualifier. Today qualifies or dials in a 477. He's going first, and you'll know when Steve S. leaves the line. Wasted a 450, 154 pass. The win will go to Tyler Mosley. Mosley, 478 at 143. I hate to see that. Nothing against Mosley, but I just love the sound of a supercharger. Daryl Childress comes up now. Childress out of Spartanburg, South Carolina on a solo pass. It's Jody Stroud who was racing her yesterday, unable to make the call. So Childress, 469 on the board, runs 469, 145, will advance to the next round. Next up, this is Matt McDaniel, Forest City, North Carolina. I don't have his dial in yet. I'm sure that's coming. He'll square off against Mr. Steve Furr out of Harrisburg, North Carolina. Here in Top Dragster. Found out that McDaniels is broken solo pass Steve Furr. Furr comes 8 on the tree. Goes 4:43, 157 mile per hour. Excellent pass. This is the bye run. Coming up now, he was the bad boy yesterday when the qualifying was over. He qualified number 1 with a 4:16. Scott Duggins out of Inman, South Carolina, the Par Race Engines machine. A 632 big block with nitrous assist. Here on the Napa side of the track, dials in a 4:45. Final call, Superstock. Final call, Superstock. And it's time for Hot Rod. Hot Rod, Hot Rod. Lanes. Bring them to the lanes, guys. Hot Rod. Time for round 2 in Hot Rod. Scott Duggins, number 1 qualifier. Goes 4:44, 155 mile per hour. Sweet. Well, Top Dragster is now in the books, and we're getting ready, guys, to go blue skies through the windshield, wheels in the air. Yes, it's time for Superstock. Once again, I have called Hot Rod. Hot Rod, Hot Rod to the staging lanes. First up, this is Josh Barcy from Walnut Cove, North Carolina. In a little 66 Nova, 594 the dial-in. He's going to have to run down Ed Longhandley Jr. The Victory Lane Golf Cart 69 Camaro runs a 396 Superstock E automatic. One more ball. Here we go. Superstock coming at you. And Longhandley Jr. looking good and gets him on the top end. Margin of victory for Longhandley Jr. 4 thousandths of a second. 688 at 94 mile per hour. Great race. Ham Johnson comes up now, Napa side of the drag strip. The young man in a Superstock I-Automatic Corvette based out of Charleston, South Carolina. He was your number 3 qualifier. Looks over now on the Hardy side of the track. This is Travis Womble in an Oldsmobile out of Sanford, North Carolina. The Moonlight Racing Engines through performance-based ride. 599 is his magic number. Wheels in the air, both sides of the drag strip. Johnson win. Red, he is not there. Womble will get the win with a 006 on the tree, going 6:01, 113 mile per hour into round number 2. All right, here we go. Back to racing action here in Superstock as the next pair come around the horn, roll into the water box. Mr. Steve Johnson, Superstock CM, 95 Grand Am. Here out of Dobson, North Carolina. 550 is the dial in on this Grand Am. This baby will ride. Prepares to take on Jake Seeley. Seeley out of Aiken, South Carolina, in the Mickey Thompson Tire Ford Mustang. Little 302 with a 696 on the board going first. And then Johnson, with an incredibly fast Grand Am's got to run him down with a 550 on the board. Here we go. Superstock coming at you. Number 2 and 10 qualifier. Oh, it's green light both sides, and here we go. On the track now. Seeley with the win, 697 at 93 mile per hour. As Steve Johnson goes down with a 552, 125, just won't get the job done. So Seeley goes into round number 2 here in Superstock. Next up, Lee Norton comes up. Napa side of the dragster. Norton, based out of Grover, North Carolina. In the RacersTees.com 74 Duster. Yes, a Mopar. You know Stevie's getting excited. Looking over at Larry Leeser out of Mooresville, North Carolina, in the Jericho 67 Camaro. Leeser has got to run Norton down. Duster going first. Pre-stage bulb set. Norton goes in first. Here we go. Oh, bounce and wheels. Leeser put him way up in the air and win red. It's over with Lee Norton with the win. 6:57 on a 6:57 at 98 mile per hour. Gets the win and going to round number 2. Leeser put on one wild wheel stand. Love that, but unfortunately, it cost him. Next up, this is Mr. Doug Hobgood. Hobgood from Lucama, North Carolina, in the H&F Performance Chevrolet Camaro. Number 8 qualifier yesterday. He dials in a 6 flat. Just looking over at Jim Marshall. Indian Land, South Carolina. Oh, Hobgood just went red. Powers of Villanova into round number 2 with a 7:07 at 93 mile per hour. Robbie Shaw comes up on the Napa side of the drag strip. Superstock H Automatic 99 Firebird. The Firebird will take on former world champion Mr. Monty Bogan Jr. from Union, South Carolina in a 92 Camaro. He's down in at a 577. Shaw going first. Bogan's got to run him down. Wheels up in the air on Shaw. He is flying. Shaw breaks out on the top end. Win goes Monty Bogan Jr. 577 with a 3 on a 577. Can't ask much more of you than that. Great job of driving for Bogan. Next up, this is Jeff Lewis. Lewis, Superstock H Automatic. Young man based out of Davie, Florida. Ripley's Water RV Park sponsored 68 Camaro, plus a 628 on the board. He was your number 6 qualifier yesterday. He's looking over at Kevin Reiner. Reiner from Artillery, North Carolina. The wrench turner here with the help of Redline Speed Shop in a 98 Camaro. Oh man, Lewis wheels way up in the air. Putting them down, but can't get it done. Reiner with the win by 0.09 of a second, going 6:67 at 94 mile per hour. So Kevin Reiner will advance to the next round now in Superstock. as our next pair come to the line. Jeremy Davis, Gaston, South Carolina. Against the little 318 Dodge. Oakman shaking it hard coming out of the hole. Went to the right and the left, got it straight, but too late. Davis, straight as a bullet, wins it by 0.04 of a second, going 6:07 at 109 miles per hour. Your number one qualifier comes up now, the man with the bye. This is Barry Dunn, Superstock J Automatic. Young man out of Laurel Hill, North Carolina. The Dunn's Electric Camaro. Little small block Chevrolet. Has a 730 on the board. Yesterday ran 630. This thing's got a hefty saddle on it. Here we go. Barry Dunn. On the chip. Here we go. On the top end. Dunn goes 672, 103 mile per hour. So Mr. Dunn will be back for round number 2 as well as we finish up here in round number 1 of Superstock. Well, guys, one full complete round have gone through the classes now. As coming up next, this will be Hot Rod. Little touch up on the track before we go back in, but Hot Rod will be next.
Go ahead and be a dreamer, but you need to go after it. Take the high road. We'll be honest, sincere, above board, no cheating, no lying, nothing underhanded. You gotta have integrity. Treat people properly. Treat them the way you want to be treated. Don't give up. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
You drive, Summit Racing Equipment has great parts at great prices. Summit Racing has the lowest.
So Matney, Lincoln, moved to the line. Remember, Hot Rod is a 700, an index class. You want to hit that 7-double-aught without going under and still beat your opponent to the finish line. Sound easy? Absolutely not. One of the hardest forms of drag racing that there is. All right, it's green light, both sides of the track. Oh, you can hear throttle whopping out there. Matney gets the win, 7-double-aught with a 706-mile-an-hour margin of victory over Dave Lincoln, 0.02 of a second. Todd Matney will advance now into round number 3. John Meglino, Tarpon Springs, Florida. 81 Corvette will get his win as well, 705, 98 mile an hour, as Kevin Holmer goes red. He is out of here on the finish line. Breaks out. Next up, this is Charles Aldridge Jr. coming up on the Hardy side of the track. Young man out of Fayetteville, Tennessee. In a 73 Camaro. Looks over now on the Napa side of the drag strip. This is Mr. Glenn Ferguson out of Greensboro, North Carolina. 66 Ford Fairlane. This young man has got a stack of championships. Not one, but two in Hot Rod. 2 also in the Super Rod ranks. Glenn Ferguson into Little Ford gets the win by 0.08 of a second. We'll see him back in round number 3. Once again, guys, stock eliminator. You have been called to the staging lanes. Stock eliminator. I need you back to the lanes for pairing. Next up, Mr. Ralph Hester, Lockley Regional Raceway, All-Star Truck Camaro, taking on Jason Stoll. On this one, Stoll gets him on a hole shot as Hester goes 700 and loses to Stoll's 701. How did Stoll do it? At an 01 light to a .047 for Mr. Hester. So Ralph's day come to an early end as Jason Stoll will advance to round 3. Chris Webb up now out of Four Oaks, North Carolina, the Mickey Thompson Tires Regal. Squaring off now on the Napa side of the dragster. This is Clark Hogan out of Statesville, North Carolina. It's green light both sides of the track. Down to the end. Oh, breakout for our Holcomb. Webb will get the win, 702 at 94 miles per hour. Chris Webb going to round 3 as well here in Hot Rod. Next up, Liz Pittman. Burning out now. The Larry's Used Cars 69 Camaro here on the Napa side of the track, looking over at Matthew Robinson from Garner, North Carolina, in a classic 55 Chevy Bel Air. Seven double on the magic number as they roll into the beams. Love that 55 Chevy, gorgeous piece. Here we go, next pair, headed down the drag strip. A double breakout on this one. Liz Pittman on her game. Breaks out the least. Gets the win, 699 with an 8. And did it on a hole shot to make it happen. It's both sides. Went 699 with an 8. All right, last but certainly not least, here in the end of round number 2, in Hot Rod, this is Eddie Pauley from Shelby, North Carolina. The Par Race Engines 68 Camaro. In front of our Hot Rod World Champion. Powers down the drag strip. And going into round 3. Stock Eliminator. Stock Eliminator. If you're not in the rear getting paired, you need to be there right now as we are ready to roll. Stock Eliminator to the lanes for round number 2. Well, a little dusting on the track here before we roll into the next round of Stock Eliminator. It'll be round number 2. All right, around the horn they come, and here we go. This is round number 2. Stock Eliminator. Monty Bogan Jr. out of Union, South Carolina. 67, 396 Chevy Camaro running D stock automatic. The former champ has won as many as 20 national records. That's a stack. Qualified number 9 puts a 672 underboard against Junior Bryant from Stanley, North Carolina. In the Duster, 360 Dodge motor, 674. His number is going first by just 2 hours. Both cars wheels up. Bogan stands them up high. Out the top end they go. Bryant and Bogan. Win goes Junior Bryant from Stanley, North Carolina. 676 at 94-mile-an-hour margin of victory over the former champ. 0.02 of a second. Eddie Long Jr. comes up now. Hardy side of the dragster, young man. Godwin, North Carolina, in the Victory Lanes Golf Carts Camaro. Looks over now at Mr. Chip Johnson out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Rock Battery Oldsmobile, Napa side of the dragster. Ed Longhanley Jr. with the win, 762. 93 mile per hour margin of victory over Chip Johnson, just 1/100th of a second. Good side-by-side racing here in Stock Eliminator. Quick rod, I need you to the staging lanes. Quick rod to the staging lanes. Next up, this is Eddie Longhanley Jr. in a G crate motor, 87 Camaro. Whoops. Let me take that back. How about Travis Womble Jr. in a D crate motor Camaro out of Sanford, North Carolina, taking on Kenneth Stott. Stott from Landrum, South Carolina, in the Larry Scott Trader Sales 91 Camaro. Womble, Stott, tree set, down she comes. Here we go. Green light. Scoreboard say Womble goes red on the top end, breaks out. Kenny Stott with the win. The little 91 Camaro will advance to the next round, 722 at 92 mile per hour. Once again, quick rod. Your final call. Quick rod. I need you to the stage and lanes. I also want Top Sportsman. Final call, quick rod. First call, Top Sportsman to the stage and lanes. Top Sportsman, bring them to me, guys. Gary Burr, the C Pure Stock Chevrolet Camaro, now beside the drag show against Cody Phillips. Phillips, the Lumberton native, runs 6:19 as breakout for Burr. Phillips will advance to the next round, 6:19 at 104 mile per hour in his A crate motor, Nova. Jack Zimmerman back on the line, taking on Del Britt. Napa side of the track. Wheels up in the air, both sides of the track. Zimmerman goes down as Del Britt gets the win, 7:02. 94-mile-an-hour margin of victory. Just 8 thousandths of a second. Kevin Locklear up next out of Sanford, North Carolina. Little 71 Duster. G Great Motor Machine. Dials into 682. Looking over it. Terry Taylor, don't have to tell you. The wheel stand at Chevrolet Corvette out of Lumberton, North Carolina. Wheels up in the air again for Taylor, and here we go. I mean, they are duking this one. Taylor, Locklear both went double on reaction times. Taylor breaks out on the top end. Locklear gets the win, 6:83 at 93 mile an hour. Taylor had a 004 light. Locklear 003. You know it's going to be action at the finish line, and it was. As Locklear advances now to round number 3 here in Stock Eliminator. The man with the bye, Mr. Roy Carraway, in the C Crate Motor Chevrolet Camaro. The Ravenel, South Carolina-based machine will advance to round number 3, running 6:27 at 106 mile per hour. Top Sportsman coming at you guys. Top Sportsman. Top Sportsman. We're waiting on you. All right, here we go, guys. Quick Rod coming at you. Lee Crawford from Donaldson, South Carolina. Tracy Cochran from Flintstone, Georgia. On the line, this is a 570 index class. They want to hit it without going under and still beat their opponent to the finish line. Crawford and Cochran coming at you. Round number 2 in Quick Rod. Double breakout on this one. Lee Crawford breaks out the least. He will advance to round number 3. Wally Roberts up next out of Davison, North Carolina. Linking over now on the Napa side of the track, this is Jessica Dean. Monroe, North Carolina. Next pair of quick rides coming at you. Jessica Dean with the win, 572-136 into round number 3. Next up, this is Josh Duggins from Inman, South Carolina. Hardy side of the drag strip. Looking over at Don McDaniel out of Forest City, North Carolina. Here over on the Napa side of the track. A double breakout. Josh Duggins breaks out the least, and he will advance to the next round with a 5.69 with a 4. Brandon James comes up now, Hardy side of the track. The Snowball Racing Machine, Ford powered, will take on Ashley McDaniel out of Forest City, North Carolina. 570 is the game, guys. Here we go. Ford versus Chevrolet on the line. Oh, throttle stop on, throttle stop off. Scoreboards say Brandon James gets the win by 100th of a second. 573 to a 573. How'd he win that one? Hey, he did it on a hole shot. 0-2 to an 0-4. That's all it took. WG Lankus comes up now on a Sneed's Ferry here over the Hardy side of the drag strip. Looking over at John Briggs from Shelby, North Carolina. Briggs gets the win, 570 at 118 mile an hour as Lankus breaks out on the top end. Well, folks, that puts Quick Rod in the books for round number 2. Next up, Mr. Top Sportsman will come to the line. Currently, we are missing 2 top sportsmen, guys. We need you so we can continue the race. Help me, help me, help me. Top Sportsman, I'm looking for you to the lanes. Super Rod, Super Rod, Super Rod. I need you to the stage and lanes. I have called Super Rod. Super Rod, first call, stage and lanes. As Top Sportsman rolls into the water box. TJ Luther, Hardy side of the drag strip out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Little 69 Chevelle, 515 to dial in. Looking over Dave Thompson out of Johns Island, South Carolina. The Oldie Village Barbershop sponsored 71 Vegas station wagon. All right, here we go. TJ Luther moves to the line, 5:15 to dial in. Dave Thompson backing up from the burnout, the little Vega wagon. A mini grocery getter. Thompson's going to have to run Luther down to get the win. Here we go. Round number 2 coming at you. Top Sportsman. Ladies and gentlemen, T.J. Luther. Not only won that baby, but had a perfect light, 000 and a 2000s package. Nobody to mess with, I'm telling you. He's going to round number 3. Jim Crane's up next in a little 65 Comet, Ford powered, 495 the dial in. He's got to run down Tom Van Beek here on the Napa side of the track. Van Beek, based out of Fernandina, Florida, Little Beretta. Oh, Cranes goes red. He is out of there. The win goes to Tom Van Beek. He's moving on to round number 3 here in the top sportsman ranks. Tim West is back, the young man out of Asheville, North Carolina, with the Tim West and Sons Auto Recycling Monte Carlo. Dials in at a 484. He is going first, taking on Mike White. White from Arden, North Carolina, in the white race car 63 split window Corvette. This ought to be one interesting run here. These two guys, both of them are always packing. West and White on the line. Here we go. Top sportsman at its best. Mike White with the win by 1/100 of a second. 478, 142. Ralph Hood up next. Hood from Beaufort, South Carolina. A little note about Beaufort. There are 2 Beauforts spelled exactly the same. One in South Carolina and one in North Carolina. If you're in North Carolina, it is Beaufort. If you're in South Carolina, it is Beaufort. I'm a South Carolinian, and this one's in South Carolina. It is Beaufort. I'll hear about that for some racers. Top end, the win goes to Ralph Hood, the man from Beaufort, South Carolina. The little Camaro goes 5:05, 138. Margin of victory over Larry Pittman, 1/100 of a second. Next up, Tim Fields comes up now from Arlington, Virginia. The school teacher in the Firebird. Taking on Bill Yates out of Mooresville, North Carolina, the Piedmont Remarketing 68 Camaro. Final call for Super Rod. Final call. Top Dragster. Top Dragster calling you back to the lanes. Top Dragster back to the lanes. Fields, Yates on the line. Fields is going first. Yates has got it running down. Scoreboards say it goes to Bill Yates by 0.03 of a second. Yates runs 464, 144 mile per hour into round number 3. Awesome pass by Bill Yates. Next up, Stephanie Rayner comes up now here on the Hardy side of the drag strip out of Benson, North Carolina. She said she's a stay-at-home mom, apparently till the weekends. And she climbs in her Grand Am, and anything goes. Rayner taking on Stacy Hall out of Chesney. Rayner dialed in at a 5:11. Hall dials in at a 4:55. Number 23 and number 2 qualifiers. Scoreboards say the stay-at-home mom gets the win by 100th of a second. Stephanie Rayner advances into round number 3. 5:11 with a 3. 132 mile an hour on her game. Dave O'Brien comes up now. Little S10 pickup truck out of Naples, Florida. Here over on the Hardy side of the track, 5:10 to dial in. O'Brien's going first. Squares off against the man this weekend, Mr. Donnie Urban from Selma, North Carolina, in one gorgeous 2006 Cobalt. Well, Rayner going first on a 5:10. Urban's got to catch him with a 4:60 on the board. Your number 22 and number 1 qualifiers, respectively, yesterday. Donnie Urban gets the win, 461, 152, as David O'Brien breaks out on the top end. So the man with the number 1 qualifier yesterday keeps rocking him up. Donnie Urban going to the next round here in Top Sportsman. All right, guys, Top Sports was in the records for round 2. Is now we roll into Super Rod. I said it before, I'll say it again. This man is the man who wrote the book on Super Rod. A multi-time world champion from Harrisburg, North Carolina. This is Steve Furr running. Michael Ruff. And Furr with another win, 640 with a 4, 123. I wonder how many runs that 68 Camaro Steve Furr's has won in its lifetime. Gotta be a massive amount. Great racer, great car. Furr moves on into round number 3. Kevin Brandon up next out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. Car Race Engine Machine takes on John Taylor on the Napa side. Oh, I can hear throttle whopping. Double breakout. Taylor breaks out the least, gets the win. The Mickey Thompson Racing Engine Machine goes 638, 136 into round number 3. Top dragster, I need you to the lanes. Top dragster to the stage and lanes. taking on Corey Manuel. A double breakout, top end. Manuel gets the win.
Go ahead and be a dreamer, but you need to go after it. Take the high road. We'll be honest, sincere, above board, no cheating, no lying, nothing underhanded. Gotta have integrity. Treat people properly. Treat them the way you want to be treated. Don't give up. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
No matter what you drive, Summit Racing Equipment has great parts at great prices. Summit Racing has the lowest prices guaranteed on the parts, tools, and accessories for high-performance cars and racing, trucks and off-roading, daily drivers, late model vehicles, and more. With over 900 brand-name manufacturers to choose from, you'll always get great parts at great prices. Plus, you'll find money-saving deals on thousands of in-stock parts every day. Get the best parts and accessories for what you drive at Summit Racing. Visit summitracing.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for round number 2 of Top Dragster. Claude DeBones taking on Gary Bingham. This ought to be a goodie. DeBones, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, here with the Mockley Regional Raceway. Your number 4 qualifier this weekend. 472 his number. He's going first. It's Bingham, the former 4-time world champion from Kings Mountain, North Carolina, with Competition Products. Puts the worthy dragster on the line with a 454 on the board. Here we go. DeBones and Bingham. Top Dragster coming at you. It goes to DeBones, ladies and gentlemen. 472 with a 0 and a double 2 for Claude DeBones to get that win. That, if I'm not mistaken, is a 2,000th package. Bingham had a double 05 and went 455, just not going to get her done. So Claude DeBones, 2,000ths of a second off perfection to take out the former champion. Next up, let's see, coming around the horn. This is Terry Mosley. 479 to dial in. here on the Hardy side of the track. Taking on Mr. Steve DeWeck. On the Napa side, DeWeck from Hollywood, Florida, puts a 490 on the board. He's going first. Mosley's got you running down. It's Top Dragster coming at you. Superstock, Superstock, Superstock. This is your final call. Final call for Superstock. Mosley and DeWeck duking it out. Scoreboard say double breakout. Win goes Tyler Mosley. 478 with a 5, 141 mile an hour. Mr. Mosley will advance into round number 3. Next up, Mr. Michael Hip on the Hardy side of the drag strip, the young man with Craig Hip's Towing and Repair. Sponsored drag strip. It's a 453 on the board. And our bad boy of the weekend, Scott Duggins, your number 1 qualifier in Top Dragster, a 4-time quick rod champion, jumps in that Top Dragster and dials it in at a 444. Duggins and Hip into the beams. And here we go. Next pair, Top Dragster coming at you. Hip breaks out on the top. Duggins with the win, running 444 with a 1 on a 444 and 151 mile an hour. The man who qualified number 1 continues to go rounds. Rob Vogler III comes up now over on the Napa side of the drag strip. Dialed in at 454. Who's your number 7 qualifier? He's taking on Mr. Thomas Hester out of Fort Myers, Florida. Here with Immokalee Regional Raceway. Hot Rod, Hot Rod, Hot Rod. I need you to the Sage and Lanes for round number 3. Hot Rod, bring him to me. Hester, Vogler on the line. Hester going first. Vogler's got to catch him. Here we go, guys. Throttle whopping going on. Vogler gets the win, taking out Hester by 0.03 of a second. 456, 142. Robert Vogler III will continue to go rounds. Tim West backs up to Mullins drag strip. Here over on the Hardy side of the drag strip, dials in at a 487. Will go first as he takes on Ivy Hutto. Hutto qualified number 5 this weekend, and this thing has been riding hard. This is a 448 dial-in for Mr. Hutto. He's got to catch the Wild Wild West man, Tim West. Gets the win on a double breakout. 447, 148. Ivy Hutto gets a good one here and goes into the next round. West was right there. Both of them broke out. It's just Hutto managed to break out the least to get the win. Next up, Joe Flynn from Monroe, North Carolina. Here with the help of Custom Systems and NAPA, puts his Race Tech machine on the line. 455 the dial-in as he takes on now on the Napa side of the drag strip from Harrisburg, North Carolina. Here with the help of Hoosier an American dragster. This is Mr. Steve Furr. Furr with a 443's got to run Flynn down. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Furr going another round, wins it by 5 thousandths of a second. Steve Furr simply deadly on that tree today. That was a 009 reaction time. Hot Rod, Hot Rod, Hot Rod. I'm looking for you to the lanes. I need you right now, guys. I need you to the lanes for round 3, as I am now calling stock eliminator. Stock eliminator. I need you to the staging lanes as well. Bring them to me, guys. Del Childress, solo pass for the young man. This has got to buy. Childress takes it on the top end. 468, 146. He'll be back. Once again, Hot Rod, final call. Stock eliminator. Stock eliminator. I have called you to the lanes. Coming up next, we're going to Superstock. First up in Superstock, this is Ed Longhanley Jr. Hardy side of the drag strip. The young man out of Godwin, North Carolina, dials in a 682 with his Camaro. Looks over now at the man that's got to running down. This is Mr. Monty Bogan Jr. from Union, South Carolina. 577 for Bogan, 682 for Longhanley. Oh, Bowman stands him up, sets him down, closing the gap at the finish line, and can't get it done. The win goes to Ed Longhanley Jr. by 3 thousandths of a second. That's like putting a toothpick between your wheels at the finish line. Great drag race. Next up, Jim Marshall from Indian Land, South Carolina, here with the help of ATI. Puts Little Nova on the line, 708. Squaring off against Jeremy Davis, Napa side of the drag strip. The Thunderbirds going after the Chevrolet, but can't get it done. Marshall with the win by 0.09 of a second, 709 at 90 mile an hour. Puts Davis in the trailer. Next up, Travis Womble, Hardy side of the drag strip, from the young man out of Sanford, North Carolina. Puts the O's up on the line with a 6 flat down in. He will run down Lee Norton, or attempt to. Norton from Grover, North Carolina. The RacersTees.com sponsorship on the little 74 Duster. You know I'm pulling for that Mopar. Oh, wheels in the air, what a launch, and Womble went red. Mopar rules as Lee Norton goes the next round, 7:12 at 70 mile an hour. The little Duster is going to round number 3. Barry Dunn comes up now, your number 1 qualifier this weekend, here on the Napa side of the drag strip. 6:52 is the dial-in. He has got to run down Kevin Reiner from Artilleryville, North Carolina. A 1998 Camaro. 665, his number. So Reiner Hardy side of the track, done on the Napa side. Watch your tree, guys. Here we go. Number 1, number 14 qualifier, duking it out. Oh, Dunn gets out of shape. Will it cost him? Yes, it does. Reiner gets the win by 0.09 of a second. Barry Dunn, for whatever reason out there, maybe 60, 70 feet out, you could see it wiggle. Your number 1 qualifier just could not rein him back in or reel him back in. So Mr. Reiner goes into the next round. Jake Seeley comes up now, solo pass for the young man out of Aiken, South Carolina, in the Mickey Thompson Tire Mustang. The blue oval bad boy of Superstock Racing. Jake Seeley. Bouncing them wheels. Sends it out the top end. 697 at 96 mile an hour. Mr. Seeley will be back. Well, Superstock in the books now. Now we go into Hot Rod. Will be coming up for round number 3. Stock, you have already been called for pairing. And we are waiting on Hot Rod to roll around the water box. Coming up next, guys. Eddie Pauley. He sides up in a little Chevrolet Camaro. A former world champion in Hot Rod. Taking on Glenn Ferguson, also a former multi-time world champion in Hot Rod. This is some of the best you could ever want to see in the Hot Rod division. 7 double oughts, the magic number. They want to hit it without going under and take out their opponent. Ford versus Chevrolet, former world champions in both lanes. Can't get much better than this. Here we go. Breakout by Pauly by 1/10,000th of a second. Glenn Ferguson goes 7-0 with an 8 into the next round. Great side-by-side racing as Ferguson comes out on top and will advance to round number 4. Quick Rod, Quick Rod, Quick Rod. Guys, I'm looking for you to stage in lanes. John Maglino rolls up now from Tarpon Springs, Florida, and gets the win before I can even tell you. Liz Pittman went right on the line. The Florida native behind the wheel of the Corvette, sponsored by A-Tech Automotive, goes to the next round. Next up, Chris Webb, 4 Oaks, North Carolina. Hardy side of the track, Jason Stowe. Smithfield, North Carolina, on the Napa side. Little pickup truck gets the job done by 1/100th of a second, running 7:02 at 104 mile an hour. Next up, Todd Manley, Branson, Virginia. Solo pass to the next round in his little Chevy Camaro. Manley goes 6.98 with a 9. All right, guys, here we go. Stock eliminator, Roy Garraway. Looking over now at Ken Stott. Stott going first. Garraway's got to run him down. This is round number 3 of Stock Eliminator. Once again, Top Sportsman, I have called you back to the lanes. Garraway goes red. Stott with the win, 7:21 at 92 mile per hour. Cody Phillips comes up now, the young man out of Lumberton, North Carolina, in the wheel-standing A crate motor Nova, taking on Kevin Locklear in the Duster G crate motor. Duster going first. Phillips has got to run him down, and boy, believe me, that Nova can. Great wheel stand, and still gets the win, even though he kind of got out of shape. Cody Phillips runs down my little Mopar and puts him away. Phillips, by 100th of a second, gets the win, 6:21 and 1:04. Del Britt up next out of Pembroke, North Carolina. Little Chevrolet running H crate motor. Looking over now on the Hardy side of the drag strip, this is Eddie Longanley Jr. 670, the number. Here we go. 2 Chevrolets duking it out. Scoreboard say Britt with the win by 9 thousandths of a second. Del Britt, 7:01 with a 1 on a 7:01. So Britt moves on to the next round. Solo pass coming up now. This is Junior Bryant, man with the bye. From Stanley, North Carolina. Oh, nice wheel stand by the little Duster. 675 and 99 mile an hour. He's probably Stevie's last hope for a Mopar to win here in Stock Eliminator. Lee Crawford up next. Donaldson, South Carolina. The first class lawn care undercover dragster. 570, the magic number. Taking on Jessica Dean out of Monroe, North Carolina. This is Quick Rod, round number 3. Top Sportsman, you should be in the lanes, ready to go. Super Rod, help me, children, help me. Super Rod, I need you to the stage of lanes. Lee Crawford gets the win on that one as Jessica Dean goes red on the lead So Crawford with a freebie into the next round. Super Rod, guys, I need you to the stage and lanes. You'll always get more for your money from Summit Racing Equipment, the official high-performance source of IHRA and proud sponsor of the Pro-Am Series, Tournament of Champions, and Summit Super Series for Sportsman racers. You'll find millions of parts for over 1,400 name brands at summitracing.com. Parts for racing, street performance, trucks, and off-roading, OE replacement, restoration, and resto mod. Tools and shop equipment, paint, gearhead collectibles from genuine hot rod hardware, and ATV, UTV, and dirt bike parts and gears from Power Sports Place. Check out the Savings Central at summitracing.com and you'll save even more with sales, special offers, and clearance deals. With Summit Racing's fast shipping and world-class customer service and tech advice, you'll get the parts you need when you need them, on time and on budget. As an official contingency sponsor, Summit Racing offers sportsman racers an easy way to win money. Just get a copy of the latest Summit Racing catalog and put 2 contingency decals on your car. Win or runner-up at a national or a divisional event, and Summit Racing will send you a contingency check. You get it all from Summit Racing Equipment, the world's speed shop since 1968. All right, here we go. We have the buy run coming up first in Quick Rod. This is John Bridges from Shelby, North Carolina. Bridges rocks into the next round. Oh, wow. About 570 with a 1. He has got that baby dialed in. Bridges with the bye. This is Semifinals coming at you. Quick Rod, Josh Duggins, Inman, South Carolina, Par Race Engines. Looking over at Brandon James from Lockatahatchee, Florida. The Snowball Racing Team, Ford powered, 526-inch Ford motor. So Ford versus Chevrolet here in the semifinals in Quick Rod. So who's going to the finals? Will it be Brandon James or Josh Duggins? In they roll. Here we go. Semifinals in Quick Rod. Oh, Duggins goes red. Brandon James gets a freebie into the finals. The young man from Lockatahatchee, Florida with Snowball Racing. 569, 135. He will be in the finals next round. Super Rod, I need you back, guys. Super Rod, I need you to the stage and lanes. This is the final call for top sportsman. Final call for top sportsman. Super Rod, I am calling you as well. Help me, children, help me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up now, this is round number 3 in Top Sportsman. Mike White, Napa side of the drag strip, the young man from Arden, North Carolina, in the 63 Corvette. 476, his magic number. Looking over at Tom Van Beek. Van Beek, the young man out of Florida, in the Beretta. Set up now over on the Hardy side of the drag strip. 5-12 the dial in. He will go first. White's got to run him down. Scoreboards say it go. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, Tom Van Beek won that race by .0000, and we don't know. Somewhere 7 digits in, there is a number. Can it get any closer than that? Absolutely not. I've got 4 zeros on the board here. So either there's a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th number in the computer that we do not show on the screen. One of them has a digit on it, which determines how much Tom Van Beek beat Mike White. So Van Beek, wow. Going to the next round, he'll remember that one. That'll be a cool time slip to frame that baby. Well, I'll tell you what, I've only seen that happen maybe 2 more times in my career in racing, and I've been doing it for over 50 years. A 4-digit 0. Somewhere in there is a 5th, 6th, and 7th designed into the computer, but we just don't have it here. But it happened. Van Beek took out White, and we'll go into the next round. Next up, this is T.J. Luther from Mooresville, North Carolina, in the Chevelle 514 to dial in. Will go first against Mr. Bill Yates. Yates out of Mooresville, North Carolina, in the Piedmont Remarketing 68 Camaro, 622 cubic inches, a bow tie. Guys, I need Top Dragster. Top Dragster, I'm looking for you to the stage and lanes. Superstock, I need you as well. So Top Dragster has been called, and Superstock has been called as well. Top Dragster back to the starting line, and Superstock back to the lanes as well. All right, TJ Luther, Bill Yates on the line. Luther's going first with a 514, Yates with a 461 dial-in. Oh, rock the clocks. Here we go. Top end. T.J. Luther. 000 reaction time. And on a 514 with a 4. It's a 4,000s package. Luther takes out Bill Yates and goes into the next round with a perfect light. Next up, Mr. Ralph Hood. Hood out of Beaufort, South Carolina, in the 90 Camaro. Will square off against Stephanie Rayner. here on the Napa side. Rayner out of Benson, North Carolina, the Pontiac Grand Am. Dials it at a 5:10, going first. Hood's got a 5:05 on the board. It's a nickel head start. All right, here we go. As Hood moves up to light that first beam, Rayner follows suit. Rayner lights the first one. Looks like we're waiting on Hood. There we go, and Mr. Hood is in. And your next pair, Top Sportsman, coming at you guys. Wow. Stephanie Rayner just tore up Ralph Hood on the tree. Rayner with the wind goes 5-12, 134 mile an hour. Next up, the man with the bye, who's your number one qualifier this weekend. This is Donnie Urban, Selma, North Carolina, in the 2006 Cobalt. He will have a freebie down the drag strip. So the Nesbitt Race Engines Holly Performance Mr. Gaskin sponsored ride will back up for the burnout. Will stage. He has a 461 set on the window. Let's see if he can hit it or if he's going to turn it loose even harder, because it will run in the 40s effortlessly. We found that out in qualifying. One gorgeous little Cobalt. One double bad Top Sportsman. Broadway, 459 with a 9, 152 mile an hour. It's just a beautiful sight sitting here in the tower and watching him go down the track. All right, Top Sportsman is in the books now for round number 3. Super Rod, I'm waiting on you. Top Dragster, I need you. Superstock, I need you. Let's go, guys. Bring them to me. This is Semifinals coming at you here in Super Rod. Steve Furr, Corey Manuel, into the beams. Camaro versus Chop Top Corvette. Furr, sponsored by Sunoco, Mildon, and Hoosier Tires. It's green light racing both sides of the track. Scoreboards say Furr goes down 640 with a 2 to a 640 with a 7. How did Manuel do it? He took him out with a hole shot. See, Furr goes down. Manuel going to the finals. Manuel will run this gentleman coming up right now over on the Hardy side of the drag strip. From Naples, Florida, the Taylor Elevator Corporation, Dodge Dakota. This is John Taylor. So Taylor going to the finals, 640 with a 5, 130 mile an hour. He's loaded and he is ready. So Super Rod is in the books for round number 3. Top dragster, you should be in the lanes ready to go, as well as Superstock in the lanes.
Go ahead and be a dreamer, but you need to go after it. Take the high road. We'll be honest, sincere, above board, no cheating, no lying, nothing underhanded. Gotta have integrity. Treat people properly. Treat them the way you want to be treated. Don't give up. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
No matter what you drive, Summit Racing Equipment has great parts at great prices. Summit Racing has the lowest prices guaranteed on the parts, tools, and accessories for high-performance cars and racing, trucks and off-roading, daily drivers, late model vehicles, and more. With over 900 brand-name manufacturers to choose from, you'll always get great parts at great prices. Plus, you'll find money-saving deals on thousands of in-stock parts every day. Get the best parts and accessories for what you drive at Summit Racing. Visit summitracing.com.
This is quarterfinals coming at you now, top dragster. Tyler Mosley from Inman, South Carolina, with Paul's transmission, puts the dragster up on the line. Hardy side of the drag strip, 477 the dial in. Will go first is Daryl Childress from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Well, I have to run him down as he dials in a 465. Quarterfinals, top dragster coming at you. Mosley gets the win. Childress goes red. Mosley goes a 477, 145, and he'll be going to the semis. Next up, Claude DeBones from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, here from Immokalee Regional Raceway. Over on the Hardy side of the drag strip, 472 the dial-in. Looking over at Robert Vogler, the third, from Louisville, North Carolina. He puts a 454 on the board. He'll be going after DeBones. So DeBones, Vogler do their burnouts, back up, and get ready to go. Who will go into the semis? Will it be Vogler or DeBones? Goes red. Claude DeBones, 003 on the tree, 471 out the back door, 144 mile per hour. He is going to the semi. Hot Rod. I need you to the lanes for round number 4. Hot Rod to lane number 4. Excuse me, back for round number 4. The old blood sugar's starting to rock up here. Here we go. Tommy Ivo comes up now from Bowling Springs, South Carolina. 635 cubic inches of big block nitrous oxide Chevrolet. Here on the Hardy side of the track, dials in at a 447 and is going first. And Scott Duggins loads up a 444 on the board for the young man out of Inman, South Carolina. The Par Race engine, 4-time world champion on the line. Your number 1 qualifier this weekend as well. Hutto and Duggins. Watch your tree, gang. It's green light racing, and there was a throttle up, and the wind goes. Scott Duggins is Hutto broke. Don't know what happened, but he's a slow roller. Duggins, with a 004, goes 469, 117. Realized he wrapped that one up in the bag early. So Hutto, who's broke, unfortunately, not able to really give him a race. Scott Duggins said, I'll take it, because I'm going to the next round, which happens to be the semis. Once again, Hot Rod. All right, Mr. Steve Furr comes up now. Furr and his top dragster dials in at a 443. I need stock eliminator. I need you to the stage and lanes. Stock eliminator to the stage and lanes. All right, here we go. Furr on a freebie. to the semifinals, 442 and 157 mile per hour. All right, that puts Top Dragster in the books for round number 3. Coming up next is Superstock. You know, guys, strength, durability, and reliability are just a few of the factors that make Brodex the best in the industry. Brodex products have been proudly made in the USA for 50 years, and with our contingency program, it pays to run Brodex. Brodex utilizes its own state-of-the-art foundry with an in-house spectrometer, modernized CNC machining centers, calibrated flow bench, and computerized dyno for continuous research and development. Find Brodex on Facebook, or Twitter, and YouTube. Brodex Cylinder Heads. All right, guys, with that said and done, here we go. Superstock coming at you. Round number 3. This is Jim Marshall from Indian Land, South Carolina. Sponsored by ATI on the Chevrolet Nova. Looks over now on the Napa side of the drag strip. This is Kevin Reiner from Artilleryville, North Carolina, in the Red Line Speed Shop Chevy Camaro. 665 his number. He's got to run Marshall down. Marshall really put the wheels up in the air. What an awesome launch. Now scoreboard say break out on the top end. Marshall gave it away. Reiner gets the win. 667 and 95 mile an hour. He had a 009 light. And one tough dude when it comes to that tree is Kevin Reiner will advance to the next round here in Superstock. Next up, this is Jake Seeley out of Aiken, South Carolina, in the Mickey Thompson Tire Mustang. Little Ford Mustang rolls up to the line now on the Hardy side of the drag strip. Looking over at Ed Longhanley Jr., Superstock E Automatic 69 Camaro, 396 packed under the hood. The Victory Lanes golf cart machine out of Godwin, North Carolina, ranked qualified number 17 this weekend. Dials in a 682's got to run Seeley down. You can hear the RPM come up on these small blocks. Wheels the air on a Ford, and he goes red by 1,000th of a second. Seeley is out of here. Ed Longhanley Jr. with the win, 681 and 99 mile per hour. This is the man with the bye. Lee Norton, 74 Duster, 360 Dodge. Sponsored by RacersT.com. Solo pass to the next round. Quick Rod, Quick Rod, Quick Rod. Help me, help me, help me. Quick Rod, I need you to the station lanes. Norton to the drops, and he'll come back in the next round. Top Sportsman, I am calling you to the station lanes as well. Top Sportsman, I need you to the station lanes. Buffalo Turbines, LLC, celebrating 70 years of uncompromised integrity. Buffalo Turbine debris blowers are proudly manufactured in the USA and have been since 1945. Several options to choose from to the best fit your application. Gas-powered, PTO, hydraulic, belt-driven. Remove large areas of debris in a fraction of the time with a Buffalo Turbine debris blower. You can visit buffaloturbine.com for more information, and you can look at them as well on their catalog. All right, guys, here we go. We're already back to Hot Rod. round number 4. This is semifinals, just 4 cars left in Hot Rod. Todd Mantley comes up now from Van Cent, Virginia, here in a Chevrolet Camaro, a little 68 model on the horny side of the track, looking over at Glenn Ferguson, the 4-time world champion in the Ford Fairlane. Green light, both sides. Top end, the champ with the win as Mantley breaks out. Ferguson, 703 at 101, had a whole shot on him and carried it all the way to the finish line. The former 4-time world champion Glenn Ferguson going to the finals. John Magliano comes up now from Tarpon Springs, Florida. Sponsored by A-Tech Automotive and the Chevrolet Corvette. Looking over at Jason Stoll. Stoll from Smithfield, North Carolina. The CNC Auto Glass sponsored ride. Little pickup truck. One of these gentlemen going to the finals. Top end of the drag strip. It goes by 3/100 of a second to Jason Stowe. Stowe goes 7:02 at 99 mile an hour into the finals. So, round number 4 complete now in Hot Rod as we're rolling into Stock Eliminator. Clevite is excited to support the IHRA bonus program for Pro-Am winners, since it's hard to find a successful racer who doesn't run Clevite. We think of our support as thanks to the winners for choosing Clevite engine bearings. All right, Stock Eliminator is next. I have called Quick Rod, and I have Top Sportsman called as well. Crawler's mission is to provide high-quality aftermarket engine components designed to meet the extreme demands of today's high-performance racing applications. Crawler is made in the USA only and uses the finest aircraft-grade materials. Crawler is proud to be a sponsor of the Pro Mods and the official valve train of the IHRA. Come see us in your vendor row. In the American-made power, rely on Crawler. Coming up next, guys, will be Stock Eliminator Semifinals. All right, here we go. Semifinal Stock Eliminator. This is Del Britt from Pembroke, North Carolina, running H crate motor. Chevrolet here over on the Hardy side of the track. 700 the dial in. We'll have to run down Kenneth Stott. Stott from Landrum, South Carolina. Up in the mountains. That's some beautiful country where he lives. Stott in a 91 Camaro running E fuel injected automatic. All right, who's going to the finals? Britt or Stott? RPM begins to rise on the small blocks. Pre-stage bulb set. Wheels in the air for Stott. Boy, the hammer's down big time. Britt, Stott, top end. It is Stott by 0.02 of a second. Kenneth Stott gets the win, 7:29 at 83 mile an hour. One great launch. 0-1 on the reaction timer. Set them wheels 3 foot in the air. Just a thing of beauty. All right, who's going to run Stott now in the finals? Will it be Junior Bryant or Cody Phillips? Phillips comes up now in another wheel stander. This one always puts him up 502 cubic inches in the Nova, running a crate motor from Lumberton, North Carolina. This is Cody Phillips. Phillips puts a 619 on the board. We'll have to go after Junior Bryant from Stanley, North Carolina in the Duster. Up and away, both sides of the drag strip. The little Duster acts like a big block in this one. Out the top end, but goes down in a valiant effort. Bryant loses this one by 0.02 of a second. Cody Phillips and the wild little Nova running a crate motor advances into the finals with a 625, 102 mile an hour pass. All right, here we go. Stock has finished round 4, and we roll into Quick Rod. Super Rod, I need you to the stage and lanes. Super Rod, bring them to me, guys. Brandon James comes up now, taking on John Bridges. This is semifinals here in Quick Rod. James, Bridges, bump into the beams. Who's going to the finals? Will it be the young man out of Shelby, North Carolina, John Bridges, or the man from Loxahatchee, Florida? Put him away. Brandon James. Tree is set. Here we go. Great reaction times. James Bridges, top man. There was a throttle whop even. John Bridges gets the win, 573 to 574. Bridges will go to the finals. The young man out of Shelby, North Carolina will be pumped and ready. Because he's going to run this man coming up to the line right now, Mr. Lee Crawford. Crawford from Donalds, South Carolina. The First Class Lawn and Care sponsored undercover dragster. It's a 601 cubic inch Chevrolet. A little unusual size there. Seems to work well for him. All right, Crawford on a solo pass. Lee Crawford will advance now to the next round. Quick Rod in the books for round number 4 as we're rolling into Top Sportsman. Semifinals coming at you here in just a couple of seconds. Stephanie Rayner will be over on the Hardy side of the drag strip. Rayner based out of Benson, North Carolina. In the Victory Lanes Golf Carts Pontiac Grand Am. Dials in at a 5'11". We'll have to run down T.J. Luther out of Mooresville, North Carolina. 513 is his magic number. Luther, just like that, he is out of there. Stephanie Rayner going to the finals, running a 5:12 at 134 mile an hour. Next up, Tom Van Beek, the Florida native behind the wheel of an 88 Beretta here over on the Napa side of the drag strip. Dials in at a 5:12. Looks over now at the bad boy this weekend, Mr. Donnie Urban. Urban has been on a tear today. The young man out of Selma, North Carolina, here with the help of Mr. Gasket, Holly, and Nesbitt Race Engines. Puts a gorgeous Cobalt up on the line. He was your number one qualifier. Laid down a 444 yesterday. Dials in at a 461 right now. And he's been doing it every which way. Numbers on the top end, reaction times. Urban has the luck. Will it go all the way? Van Beek can really be a pain in the side. If he's on his game, look out. Van Beek will get you. Oh, here we go. Scoreboards. Van Beek breaks out on the top end. Donnie Urban gets the win with a 008 reaction time. 8 thousandths off perfection on the lead. Goes 462. Ladies and gentlemen, get up on your feet. Here we go. This is the finals coming at you in Super Rod. John Taylor from Naples, Florida. Here over on the Hardy side of the drag strip, taking on the little Corvette Roadster of Corey Manuel from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The Fast-Tech Racing Vet. 640 the magic number. They want to hit it without going under, still beat their opponent to the finish line. This is the finals in Super Rod. Pre-stage bulb set, in they roll, and here we go. Super Rod coming at you one more time. It's green light. Scoreboards are going to tell the story. A throttle on both sides goes 640. John Taylor gets the win, 640 with a 5 to a 640 with a 2 for Manuel. How did he do it? He did it on a hole shot. Oh, man, drag racing at its finest. Congratulations, John Taylor, on your win.
Go ahead and be a dreamer, but you need to go after it. Take the high road. We'll be honest, sincere, above board, no cheating, no lying, nothing underhanded. You gotta have integrity. Treat people properly. Treat them the way you want to be treated. Don't give up. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
matter what you drive, Summit Racing equipment has great parts at great prices. Summit Racing has the lowest prices guaranteed on the parts, tools, and accessories for high-performance cars and racing, trucks and off-roading, daily drivers, late model vehicles, and more. With over 900 brand-name manufacturers to choose from, you'll always get great parts at great prices. Plus, you'll find money-saving deals on thousands of in-stock parts every day. Get the best parts and accessories for what you drive at Summit Racing. Visit summitracing.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, this is the finals in Quick Rock. Coming at you guys, the 570 index class. They want to hit it without going under and still beat their opponent. We're going to find out just how good they are as Lee Crawford comes up, taking on John Bridges. Crawford here over on the Hardy side of the drag strip. The young man from Donald, South Carolina. Here with First Class Lawn Care. Taking on Mr. Bridges from Shelby, North Carolina. John Bridges gets help from Gary Bingham. You can't ask for anybody better than that to help you. So 570 on the line is in the driver's hands. Green light, both sides. Here we go, guys. Watch the scoreboards. It goes to John Bridges. 572, 118 mile an hour. Congratulations, John, on your win. And Lee Crawford, congratulations on your runner-up. So John Bridges, big day for him, not just winning the gun belt. And he'll remember this one as Bridges gets the win here at Union. All right, guys, here we go. Semifinals coming at you now in top dragster. Claude DeVos, 472. Gonna have to go after Tyler Mosley. Mosley with a 477 on the scoreboards. This is semifinals coming at ya. Little whopping into the throttle as they roll up there to light that first pre-stage bulb. All right, pre-stage set, both sides, in they roll. 7 inches to roll on. Green light, both sides of the track. Who's going to the finals? Will it be DeVos or Mosley? Mosley gets the win, Tyler Mosley. 0-1 reaction time, 477 on a 77. Margin of victory over DeVos, 1/100 of a second. Tyler Mosley will be back in the finals to run this man backing up right now here over on the Napa side of the drag strip. Guys, just a reminder, our concession stand is closing in about 5 minutes. Still got a chance to get a burger, fries, and a cold drink. We ain't done racing yet. No, no, no. top dragster on the line. Your number 1 and number 3 qualifiers. Oh, baby. Talk about ripping the green tint right off the bulbs. Double on reactions of both sides of the drag strip. Margin of victory a double on as well as Steve Furr gets the win. 4:43, 152 mile an hour. His margin of victory, .0052. Can't ask for a better race than that. Both gentlemen had double odds on their reaction times. Scoreboard said Steve Furr gets the win by 5 thousandths of a second. 4:43, 152 to the next round. Semifinals coming at you now in Superstock. Ed Longhanley Jr., Superstock E-Automatic from Godwin, North Carolina. Here in the Victory Lanes Golf Cart sponsored 396 Chevrolet Camaro. Taking on Lee Norton in the Mopar. And you guys know how I love Chrysler products. I drive one. Little Duster comes up the line with a 657 on the board. He's got to catch that Camaro and put him away. Can he do it? Longhanley and Norton coming at ya. Semifinals. Wheels sky high by the Duster. Norton must have been up 7 feet in the air. Scoreboards say it's the bad boy with the Mopar. Lee Norton, 005 reaction time with the darndest wheelie we've had all day. Gets the win 6:63 at 97 mile an hour margin of victory, .009. You can't ask any more of that. God bless Mopar because he's going to the finals. Kevin Reiner just making a Sunday afternoon cruise at about 6,000 RPM at 40 mile an hour. Goes 12:39 at 57 mile an hour. Well, Mr. Reiner, we will see you back one more time as well. Jason Stowe up next, taking on Glenn Ferguson. This is Hot Rod coming at you. This is the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, the bad boy, Glenn Ferguson, 4-time world champion, here on the Napa side of the drag strip. Jason Stowe wants to take him out. It's all on the line. Do or die next 660 feet. On and off the throttle, and here we go. Swinging over the finish line, and Ferguson goes down. The win goes Jason Stowe running a 7, double on with a 5. Ladies and gentlemen, up next, we're going to Stock Eliminator Finals here at Union County this weekend. The last pair of stockers rolling to the line. This is Cody Phillips from Lumberton, North Carolina, in the A Crate Motor 502 Big Block Chevrolet Nova. Over on the Hardy side of the drag strip, 620 the dial in. Giving up a full second is Kenneth Stott. Stott has over a 1 second head start in his E fuel injected automatic Camaro from Landrum, South Carolina. Pre-stage bulb set, 7 inches of rollout to light that final beam. Here we go. Both sides wheels in the air, and it is going to be tight. Phillips Phillips breaks out on the top end. Kenny Stott gets the win, 7:21 with a 5 on a 7:21. Awesome run. Stott, congratulations on your win. And Cody Phillips, congratulations on your runner-up. Cody Phillips, I could watch that car go down the track and leave the line all day long, which I got to today. Thank you. So, Kenneth Stott with the win. Here is Stock Eliminator. Cody Phillips, the runner-up. Congratulations, guys. Stephanie Rayner pulls into the water box on the Napa side, and Donnie Urban burns out across the line on the Hardy side of the drag strip. Urban dials in at a 461. Rayner with a 512. Cobalt versus Grand Am on the line. Stephanie Rader out of Benson, North Carolina, in the Victory Lanes Golf Cart Grand Am. Napa side of the track will go first. It's Donnie Urban, the man out of Selma, North Carolina, in the Cobalt. Hardy's side of the track has got to run him down. Urban is your number one qualifier, has been doing everything right. He's got to do it one more time. But look out. The lady could knock him off. Stephanie Rayner, and she did it at an unbelievable hole shot. She drilled Donnie Urban. 512. Oh, here we go. Yes, it's Stevie's Mopar coming up over on the Napa side of the dragster. Mr. Lee Norton from Grover, North Carolina. TheRacersT.com bright red duster dials in at a 657. We'll have to run down Kevin Reiner from Artillery, North Carolina, and the Red Line Speed Shop 98 Chevrolet Camaro. This is the finals in Superstock. Chevrolet versus Chrysler on the line. Watch them as they go into stage. First bulb they light. At that point, there's 7 inches of rollout to light the final stage beam. 3 yellows and a green, baby, and all you know what's going to break loose. Reiner, Norton, going in. And here we go, guys. Watch the tree. Mopar wheels way up in the air, and he gets the win as Reiner goes red by 8 thousandths. Lee Norton in the 74 Duster gets the win here today in Superstock, going 655 at 102 mile an hour. Congratulations, Lee Norton and your little Mopar. And congratulations on the runner-up for Keith Reiner. Great day of racing, no doubt in my mind. But the glory right now goes to Lee Norton. Congratulations, Lee Norton, on your win here this weekend at Union County Dragway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, one more drag race is left. And it's going to be the bad boys. Top dragster coming at you in the finals. the burnouts begin. Is Tyler Mosley from Inman, South Carolina. Hardy's side of the drag strip. 477 going first as he's taking on one of the bad boys in Sportsman drag racing. This is Mr. Steve Furr from Harrisburg, North Carolina, in the Hoosier American dragster. Former multi-time world champion, here with the help of Sunoco and Milodon. On the line, 443 is the number. We got a drag race, baby. It's green, both sides of the track. At the top end, there's throttle up, and in it goes to Tyler Mosley. 478, 144 mile per hour margin of victory, 0.02 of a second.
Go ahead and be a dreamer, but you need to go after it. Take the high road. We'll be honest, sincere, above board, no cheating, no lying, nothing underhanded. You gotta have integrity. Treat people properly. Treat them the way you want to be treated. Don't give up. The harder you work, the luckier you get.